In today's video, I'll be doing a design inspired by the embroidered denim trend I've been seeing a lot in fashion. As always, I'll be starting off this design with a base coat, and for my base color, I'll be using a blue denim colored polish and applying 2 coats of that and letting it completely dry. Next, I'll be applying some striping tape to my nail to imitate the seam of the jeans and to keep that area clean for the stitches. For this design, I'll be using a rainbow assortment of acrylic paint. If you're new to working with paint, you can check out my Acrylic Paint 101 video. In it, I go into detail about how to work with it. So to make the jean texture, I'll be mixing a blue paint that's similar to my base color polish with a white paint to get a lighter shade of blue. Now with a fan brush, I picked up some of that product and removed the excess from the bristles, leaving just a little bit of paint on my brush. Then I brushed it across my nail, both vertically and horizontally. After that, I took a tiny little piece of torn up sponge and stippled some more of that color onto the nail for added texture. I mainly focus this around the striping tape to make sure I get a strong contrast when I remove it. If you went a little overboard with the blue on the fan brush, just take some of your blue base color and remove just about all of the product from the brush and use the dry brush technique to go over the nail and break up the color a little. Now go ahead and remove your tape and you have a clean seam to add your stitches. To do that, I'll be using a super tiny nail art brush and white acrylic paint. Keeping consistent pressure, I made small dashes inside the dark blue lines for the stitching of the jeans. And that's the denim part of this design done. You can always add more or less distressing, and you can even change up the color of the stitching if you want. So now for the flowers. You can really get creative here and do any sort of flower you'd like. I'm starting with red paint and making a daisy sort of flower on the side of my middle nail and an orange one on my index finger. Next, I mixed up a mint green color and added in some leaves and some winding vines, or maybe they're stems. I'm not really sure what these are supposed to be. To imitate the texture of embroidery, I next took a dark shade of green and sketched some lines across the leaves. While that and my flowers were drying, I used some of the paint I used for the jean texture and added a bit more white and then watered it down. Then I went around the edges of the flowers to give it some dimension, and I softened the edge of this color by dabbing it a little with my finger. Next, I added a yellow center to the flowers and continued adding some more sketchy textured lines. So now it's time to outline. You can totally skip this step for a simple version if you want, but I noticed a lot of times in embroidery there's a darker color outlining each design. After that, I took a lighter shade of green and highlighted the leaves. Then I just filled in some of the extra space with some accent dashes and little baby flowers. Finish with a quick drying top coat to smooth out the surface, then follow up with a matte top coat to really give it that matte denim texture. If you enjoyed this tutorial, you can let me know by leaving me a thumbs up and comment down below what design you'd like to see me do next. If you enjoyed this video, I also have another denim design, but it's from a long time ago and I'm super serious in it. But if you want to see that video, just click on your screen here to watch it.